Hey everybody, it's Molly with All Ears, and I am here today with a brand new video. Now you may be asking, why is my hair up? Why am I wearing a Splash Mountain shirt at Universal Orlando? That's because today's video is a brand new challenge. It's a water rides challenge. I'm gonna attempt to ride all of the water rides at both Universal Orlando and Walt Disney World to rank them from best to worst and also least wet to most wet. I hope you're ready, I hope you're excited. We'll share tips and tricks along the way. Caution, you might get wet, you may get soaked. Let's go. We are starting our adventure at Universal Orlando's Islands of Adventure. There are 3 water rides here: Jurassic Park River Adventure, Dudley Wright's Ripsaw Falls, and Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat Barges. TM. So these are 3 of the wettest rides at the theme parks, and we're gonna conquer these first. We are walking right past Dudley Wright's Ripsaw Falls. We'll get to you in a minute, Dudley. But we are first gonna go over to Jurassic Park River Adventure. It has a longer wait. It's got a 45-minute wait right now. The 2 water rides in Toon Landing both have 15 minutes or less. So we're gonna go knock out Jurassic Park before it gets even longer. I'm also most excited about Jurassic Park, and assuming I'm gonna get less wet on Jurassic Park than either of the Toon Landing rides. So I'd like to do that one first, so I'm not soaking wet and then having to wait in the Jurassic Park line. I know what you're thinking. Now's the time when I'm gonna go, I'm not dressed to ride a water ride, and snap my fingers, and my editor will magically put me in my water ride outfit, which is a hat, my hair all tucked up, and a rain jacket. Not what's going to happen today. Today, I'm going rain jacketless to test how truly wet you get on these rides. Now, what is cool about this Splash Mountain shirt, even though I'm wearing it at the wrong theme park, is that there's a hidden message on this shirt that will only be revealed when I'm wet. So we'll see which ride reveals the message, I guess. And yeah, I'm not going to wear a rain jacket or my hat, and I'm just going to let the water assault me. Why did I agree to do this video? I'll tell you why, actually, I agreed to do this video. I was in a Zoom call with our other YouTube manager, Megan, and Quincy, and we were talking about fun videos, and we were like, wouldn't this be great? What other challenges can we do? People love challenges. And Quincy was like, ha ha ha, you should do a water ride challenge where you go ride all the water rides. And Megan and I were like, that would be good content. So now I'm here. So specifically, I can blame Quincy, but I do have to take power as a YouTube manager that I did agree to this. I may regret this later. I notoriously do not like water rides, which is why I'm whining. I think they can be very fun in the moment, but I don't care to be wet and walking around and chafing and have your pants wet, your hair wet. I don't care for it. So I have to really like the theme and enjoy the attraction itself in order to get wet, because oftentimes I feel like how much fun you have is not equal to how wet you get. But this will be a great day. We're gonna learn all about the water rides. And I've actually got a super scientific way to figure out how you get the most wet. This, as you may recognize, is a Solo cup. Is it Solo? It might be Dixie brand. It doesn't matter. It's a plastic cup that I brought from my house. I'm gonna carry this on every ride and see how much water fills up in it. That, combined with how wet my hair, makeup, and shirt get, will tell us which ride you get the wettest on. I hope you're ready. Let's go to Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park River Adventure has a 42-inch height requirement, and it's a boat ride through Jurassic Park where you're gonna go on a nice, calm little boat ride, but uh-oh, something bad may happen along the way. Now, what's fun with this attraction is the actual book. The tour that they go on was a boat ride, and they actually changed the movie to be the Jeep ride. But when they were designing this attraction, they were like, we're never gonna beat what Spielberg did, so let's not try and make it the exact same. Let's go back to the original concept of the tour of Jurassic Park being in a boat. So that's what this ride is themed about. You're gonna see some animatronic dinosaurs, and the first part of the ride is very gentle and fun and enjoyable, and then things get out of control. Now, I do love Jurassic Park, I love those movies. I love dinosaurs. I'm a big fan of anything Steven Spielberg does, specifically when Steven Spielberg does giant monsters that want to eat people. So for me, this ride, theming-wise, is one of the best. It may win for best themed ride that we're going on today. But how wet will I get? That's what we have to find out. This is kind of fun that you actually get to see the raptor experience while you're in the queue for Jurassic Park River Adventure. If you've never done the raptor encounter, it's really fun. You get to meet Blue or one of the baby raptors. Her name's Sierra, and you actually get to take pictures with it and stuff, and it's legit very terrifying when you get up there. I love it. It's kind of an underrated thing to do in Jurassic Park.
And with frightening efficiency. Very hooked talons and long razor-sharp toe claws.
If you listen to the overhead announcements or watch the TVs in here, they keep talking about how this is totally safe and the velociraptors are far away from you and just enjoyed from a safe distance. But in the overhead announcement, they also say, copy one, we have a raptor transfer we need to make. So, you know, what could go wrong, I guess? Good news, I got the back row. I did not request, can't ride row request, but I did get the back row. Bad news, they just came on the loudspeaker reminding everyone this is a water ride and you will get wet and possibly soaked, and it doesn't matter which row you sit in, so let's do this. See you on the other side. All right, we survived our first water ride, just got off Jurassic Park River Adventure. As you can see, my face got wet, my shirt got a little wet, but not enough to reveal any of the secret message. Also, my cup got wet on the outside and right there, but not in there. Because the way the water works on Jurassic Park River Adventure, a lot of it comes up here, but it's not like swooshing in the boat like some of the other ones we're gonna do. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being absolutely soaked and 1 being completely dry, I would give Jurassic Park River Adventure a 2. Don't really get that wet, at least I didn't this time. My face got wet, front of my shirt got wet, but it's really not too bad yet. There's literally not any drops of water at the bottom of my cup. As far as the Molly Fun scale goes, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being I wouldn't recommend it, to 5 being a must ride, I'm gonna give Jurassic Park River Adventure a 5. I love the theme of Jurassic Park. Who doesn't love dinosaurs? That giant T-Rex is awesome. The theming's really cool. And when the big gates open up and say, welcome to Jurassic Park, it's an awesome moment. And as you can see, I didn't get that wet, so the wetness to fun ratio, very strong. Now, I don't think our luck is gonna hold out over in Toon Landing, but let's go find out. Bonus points to Jurassic Park River Adventure for exiting out into one of the coolest gift shops though, because you can get all of this awesome Jurassic Park stuff. They've got some exclusive Velocicoaster things. They've got a brand new Mr. DNA line that came out not too long ago. So big time bonus points to Jurassic Park. I think we're gonna have a hard time topping this one as far as theming goes throughout the day. Disclaimer about the wetness level though, a lot of these will vary based on what seat you sit in or what time of day. Sometimes they turn the cannons off if it's kind of cold, so don't completely judge. You may get wetter than me on Jurassic Park River Adventure, but I didn't get very wet and no one looked absolutely soaked getting off of it. We have made it to Toon Lagoon, where we are going to ride our next 2 water rides, the last 2 to do here at Universal Orlando. First up, we are going to do Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls. This is the log flume-esque attraction here, themed after Dudley Do-Right, because that's what kids love, is Dudley Do-Right. But before we get on there, let's take a look at what's about to happen. Just look at how wet these people are. Oh my god, oh no. Oh no. But oh yeah, I guess we're doing, look how wet these people are. Look at that, they're soaked. Oh, that might be I'm very jealous of your ponchos. The thing about Toon Landing is, I think they should re-theme it. I don't understand. I don't think kids know who Dudley Do-Right is. I barely know who Dudley Do-Right is. I only know him from the Brandon Fraser movie when he's Dudley Do-Right IRL. Is that who this is? I know who Popeye is, but I feel like nobody asked for a Kathy and Popeye themed land, and it's time to be re-themed. Make it Jaws land. That's water. I would love a Jaws water ride. But anyway, we're gonna go on Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls. It has a pretty long line right now. I'm hoping that much like Jurassic World was shorter than posted, this will be shorter than posted. But, oh gosh. Here we go. Are you ready, Cup? Let's go. Now there is a test seat out here if you'd like to sit in that to make sure you will be comfortable before riding the attraction. This one has a 44-inch height requirement, and wow, this is fun. You will get soaking wet. Great. All right, let's go. 50 minutes. Let's see if that's true. Hello, sir.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you. I do like their costumes, I will say that. Oh, there's a single rider line. Let's see if that's open instead. Rewind. Thank you. All right, we're starting over going into the single rider line. If you've never used a single rider line, it usually is much faster because you are just filling in odd numbered seats. Now keep in mind you will be split up from the other members of your party because again, you're just gonna fill in if there's like a party of 3 and they need a 4th, they'll put you in there. So for me, who's by myself, it works out pretty nicely. Sometimes though on single rider lines, you don't get to see as much of the queue. Like over at Velocicoaster, you actually don't get to see the Velociraptors. So on some attractions, I would recommend just still waiting the whole line.
And so our hero proves a Mountie always gets his man, but not always his girl.
All right, well, I only had to wait about 10 minutes, but at what cost? I'm soaking wet. I guess it's cool that you can read my shirt now. It says, I barely got wet, which is a lie, because I got very wet. As you can see, there's a decent amount of water in the cup. The cup is kind of hard to catch the water because of the way it angles, but it's about half an inch or so. I don't know, there's a good amount of water in there, a lot more than there was at Jurassic Park, and I am clearly way wetter than I was getting off of Jurassic Park. So, on the wetness scale, from 1 to 5, I would give this one about a 4, 4.5, because I am pretty wet. As far as Molly's enjoyment scale goes, from 1 to 5, a 2. First of all, these are the most awkward ride vehicle seats I have ever sat in. Think Space Mountain, but more awkward because you're straddling the person in front of you and you might not know them. So it's incredibly uncomfortable. I like drops more than I like raft rides. So that drop is pretty fun. The theming is a thing. So I guess like a 2. If I was sitting with people I knew, maybe a 3. Maybe a 3, but not high. That's the point. All right, let's go ride Popeyes, I guess. Before I go over to Popeyes, I'm gonna get in the people dryer because I want to dry my shirt so we can start from scratch. The people dryers are $5 per cycle. You can pay with a card or cash, and then you just get in here, and it's hot. How does it start? Dry me. Oh, it's starting. It's starting. Dry me! Is it working? Dry my shirt! Is this better? Why is it only coming out on my leg? There we go. Dry me! It's very hot in here. Is this what Pop-Tarts feel like? I feel like a Pop-Tart, just getting cooked. Please dry my shirt. Well, that kind of worked. My shirt is still very wet. My shorts are still very wet. And you can still read it, but I guess my ankles and my head are kind of dry, so on to Popeyes. Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Ratch Barges is similar to Cali River Rapids because it's one of those large circular raft rides where you don't know who exactly is going to get wet because it's going to rotate. So while everyone will likely get soaking wet on this one, you don't know who's going to get hit with what waterfalls. It has a 42-inch height requirement, and as everything else has said, you will get soaking wet. Similar to Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls, I'm not sure kids know who Popeye is. But the plot is that, kind of like the bad guy over there wanted to get you, or somebody, I think the bad guy's name is Bluto. He wants to get olive oil, and Popeye is there, and you're there to help Popeye, I guess. Oh no. The last time I rode this was with Breedlove and Morgan and Quincy at the end of a teams challenge. Look at the people getting off of this attraction. I mean, they are soaking wet. I don't want this. I do not want this. I did it. I am soaking wet. Like, I literally am wringing out my shorts. My shirt is so wet. I'm particularly wet on this side. My derriere is soaking wet. I'm not gonna film it, but it's soaking wet. I feel like I peed my pants. I did not. And my cup has like 3 inches of water in it. So, I will say though, I'm not even the wettest person to get off my barge. It's completely random. The way that it spins, you don't know who's gonna get hit by the biggest waterfalls and by the biggest splashes. There was a couple that kept getting hit and they are like soaking head to toe. I'm mostly really wet on this side and this side is somehow slightly drier, but my butt is equally wet on both sides. It's a mystery. My feet are soaking wet, thank goodness I have sandals on. As far as my rankings go, on a scale of 1 to 5 for how wet you get, like a 50. I'm not even the wettest person coming off this ride. There are people literally sopping wet and I'm very, very wet and there's like 3 inches of water in my cup. So this is for sure, I think, gonna be the wettest attraction. If you're into that, you're gonna likely get soaking wet. As far as the funness goes, if you're riding with people you know, I would say it is equally fun as Ripsaw Falls as riding with people you know. It's a pretty long attraction. So it's longer than Cali River Rapids and you do get wetter, and so it's fun to see who's gonna get hit with the water. When we did it as a team, it was fun to see like who was gonna get the bigger splash because it's all random. It doesn't have as much thrill as Ripsaw Falls though, but you don't have to straddle a stranger in the seating, so the seating's more comfortable. So I would give it, as far as ride experience goes, I would tie it with Ripsaw Falls. If you're riding with strangers, if you're riding with people you know, I think Ripsaw Falls wins because it's got the thrill aspect. Hi, Popeye. Hi, Olive Oil.
Are we making a movie?
Yeah, why did your ride get me so wet?
Well, you gotta stay in the boat, darling.
They don't tell you that, but you're supposed to stay inside the boat.
Oh, I shouldn't try and go swimming.
That's what happens
oh,
when you fall out.
My bad.
You gotta stay in, but
that
you
was,
still look fantastic.
Thank you, you're very kind. We have ridden all 3 water rides at Universal Orlando, so now it's time to head down the road to Walt Disney World, where we have 2 different attractions at 2 different parks to conquer to complete this challenge. We have made it to Disney's Animal Kingdom, where we have 1 attraction to go check out in this water ride challenge. In the travel time, my shirt has mostly dried. You can't read the writing anymore, but my pants are still soaking wet. So I would like to retroactively deduct a fun point from Popeye and Bluto's rat bilge barges, because you know what's not fun? Still having your pants wet an hour later and chafing. Neither of those things are fun. So, and I know you're thinking, Molly, why are you even wearing pants? You always say to wear skirts to the theme parks. What could you possibly be doing? Well, here's the thing. The reason I tell you to wear skirts, ladies and gents, I don't care who wears skirts, is I tell you to get the slip shorts to wear under them to prevent the chafing. And I don't care if that's TMI. They've literally saved my life in the theme parks because there's nothing worse than chafing. But if I were to wear those slip shorts under a jean skirt and then do this water ride challenge, that's an extra layer that's going to get soaking wet and cause uncomfort. So I decided to wear shorts today. And I understand why I never wear shorts. We'll link an article where I link my slip shorts into the info of this video, because I'm telling you, they have literally changed my life at the theme parks. Here we go into the Cali River Rapids queue. This is a circular raft ride similar to Popeye and Bluto's in Asia in Disney's Animal Kingdom. It has a 38-inch height requirement and a loose conservation theme. I think they could have gone harder with the conservation theme myself, but it's about logging and the dangers of logging, which is an important message, but I think it gets lost. Anyway, this, much like Popeye's, is a circular raft, so you actually have no idea who's going to get the most wet on this one. You could come off soaked, you could come off fairly dry. Also, I'd like to highlight that on every single one of these attractions so far, there's been a sign that says must wear shoes. I understand you don't want to get your socks and shoes wet if you're wearing tennies, but who's taking their shoes off on a ride next to other people? Absolutely not. Bring flip-flops in your backpack if you don't want to wear your tennis shoes on these rides. Some people getting off are completely soaked. Some people look relatively dry. Let us all pray to the Cali gods that I get off fairly dry. Well, the Cali gods did in fact smile upon me. I barely got wet. My legs and feet got the wettest, but my cup is less wet and my face is less wet than on Jurassic Park River Adventure. So for the wetness factor, I'd give it like a 1.5, because I'm more wet had I not gone on the ride. There's a little bit on my shirt, but I'm not as wet as I was on Jurassic Park, which I gave it 2. Now, this is a controversial opinion, but for funness, I'm gonna give this a 1.5 also. I don't think this ride is very much fun, and I'm so sorry if you love this attraction, but it is way too short. It's like maybe a 1.5 minutes long. There's not any big thrills, and there is still the chance that you could come off soaking wet. So I think Popeye's and Bluto's is more fun, because if you're in it for a water raft ride, you want to be in it, and that ride is very long, and there's a lot of thrills, and you're going to laugh on that ride if you're with people you know. I wish it was longer, and I wish it was more thrilling. It's way less thrilling than Popeye's. It's just, it's not for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, well, that was the one thing we had to do here in Disney's Animal Kingdom. So now we are headed off to Magic Kingdom to do our 5th and final water ride at our 3rd park of the day. We have made it into our 3rd park of the day to hit up our 5th and final water ride. Let's go to Frontierland. Hi, Moana. Can you tell the water to be nice to me? Cup and I have made it to the final attraction of the day. Of course, this is Splash Mountain at the Magic Kingdom. 40-inch height requirement. This is that log flume ride that is so iconic and so beloved. And we're gonna take on Splash Mountain to see how wet we get today on this one. Is my Splash Mountain shirt gonna reveal itself? I'm starting to get a little stressed because the weather's not looking great. I've been in line for about 40 minutes. It was a posted 65-minute wait. We'll see if that's accurate or not. When I did the Magic Kingdom wait times experiment, it was not accurate. It was actually about 30 minutes over the posted wait. I seem to be moving a little faster than that day, so let's hope we get on there soon. And let's hope this sky holds out, because I'm not trying to get wet by the rain and the rides, just the rides. Oh my gosh, look who came into the line. Hello, ma'am. Do you want to ride with me? Do you want to go with me? No? All right.
If the weather conditions worsen, we may be forced to suspend our normal operations at any moment. However, we will remain open as long as possible. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause and hope that you will still enjoy the rest of your day here at the Magic Kingdom.
Let's hope they can keep going for like 20, 30 more minutes so Cup and I can go on this attraction. We're so close, we're so close, we're so close. Cup and I are about to board and we're going in the front row. All right, so guess we're gonna end this with a splash. Ugh. While my cup isn't that wet, I got wet enough to read the shirt for the third time. My hair is soaking wet. It was pretty dry before going on that. And my derriere, while it never fully dried, has re-wet itself. So, Splash Mountain front row, not a joke. Back row Splash Mountain, you don't get quite that wet. And they haven't even fully turned the cannons back on yet since the parks have reopened. Usually you can get annihilated at the beginning when the other boats go down, and they turned off some of those cannons. So, Splash Mountain. I haven't been on it in a very long time without a rain jacket for protection. So, yeah, got wetter than I thought I would, let's just say that. On the wet scale, I would give this about a 3.5, 4. I'm definitely not as wet as I was getting off of Dudley Do-Rights, but I'm far wetter than I was on Jurassic Park or Cali River Rapids. On the fun scale, I'm gonna give it like a 4.99999, almost a 5. I do think Splash Mountain is a classic. I think it's definitely a must-do when you're at the Magic Kingdom. It's not my favorite of the Magic Kingdom mountains. It's actually my least favorite of the Magic Kingdom mountains, but it's definitely a classic. It's part dark ride, it's part thrill ride. Everybody loves it. So Splash Mountain, you gotta do when you're at the Magic Kingdom. Maybe it'll bump up to a 5 when it becomes Princess and the Frog, because I love that music. So that might kick it up that one little notch that I needed to. Excuse me, sir. I was gonna film my outro right here. Do you mind if we share the stage? Well, friends, we did it. It was a close call with the inclement weather, but we rode all of the water rides in both the Universal Orlando and Walt Disney World theme parks. So it's time for our final rankings. In today's efforts only, based on how wet I got today when riding it, I know some of these can vary, but in today's rankings, for the wetness factor, from the least wet to the most wet, Cali River Rapids at Animal Kingdom, Jurassic Park River Adventure at Islands of Adventure, Splash Mountain at the Magic Kingdom, Dudley Do-Rides Ripsaw Falls at Islands of Adventure, and finally, where I got completely annihilated and oh my goodness, so soaked, Popeye and Bluto's Rat Bilge barges over at Islands of Adventure. But the Molly Fun Scale, this is the scale on which I would recommend it. I think you should ride it, and I will ride it again for fun times. In 5th place, sorry, Cali River Rapids. It's too short, and you could get absolutely soaked, and it's not worth it to me. In 4th place, Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Ratch barges. While I did get completely soaked on that ride, it's longer. It's a lot longer than Cali, so if you're gonna do a raft ride and get wet on it, you might as well really do it. In third place, Dudley do-rides Ripsaw Falls. I like a log flume more than a raft ride, so that one's gonna come in third for me. In second place, the classic Splash Mountain. It's a must-do when you're at the Magic Kingdom. And in first place, Jurassic Park River Adventure. I think the animatronics are fun. I love Jurassic Park. It's a great attraction. That T-Rex is really fun at the end. That's my ranking of the water rides. What would your ranking be? Definitely let me know down in the comments. In the meantime, friends, I hope you had fun following along on this super scientific experiment. Let us know what else you want to see in the comments. In the meantime, make sure to rate, review, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram at AllEars.net. And until next time, I'm Molly. Thanks for watching. I need a hot shower. Want to see more of my videos? Click over here. Want to subscribe? You can do that right here. And also, ring that notification bell to make sure you're instantly notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for following. See you real soon.